and welcome to the Enchanted Journal. My name is Shannon, and let's kick things off with a spooky theme. This is our special Halloween edition, and we're diving into some terrifying tales. Today's story is inspired by Mexican folklore, and it's one that'll send chills down your spine. So get ready to meet La Llorona, a legend that's sure to leave you sleeping with the lights on. Our story begins on a calm night beside a serene lake. In the depths of a rural village, there lived a beautiful young woman named Maria. She was deeply in love with her husband Manuel. He was a handsome and charming man, loved by many, but his heart belonged to none other than himself. One fateful day, Manuel had fallen in love with another woman, and Maria's world came crashing down. She was consumed by jealousy, rage, and a thirst for revenge. Maria took her 2 young sons to the banks of a nearby river. The villagers knew of this river, a place where life and death converged, and its waters ran crimson red with secrets buried. Maria's presence seemed to stir something ancient. A whisper echoed along the banks, a warning of impending doom. Yet, she remained steadfast, driven by a burning fury towards Manuel, who had shattered her trust. His infidelity became like a dagger, piercing her heart, fueling a darkness that threatened to consume her entirely. As Maria stood there, the wind rustling her long hair, she gazed out at the calm surface of the river, its tranquility a stark contrast to the turmoil brewing inside. Her thoughts turned to her sons in her arms, innocent victims of their father's transgressions, and a wave of desperation washed over her. With resolve born of anguish, Maria slipped down into the river's edge, her children grasping her hands, and together they waded into the icy waters. The waters closed over their heads, a shroud of secrecy enveloping the trio. Inside that watery grave, Maria's grief and anger finally found their release. She felt her life slipping away, her consciousness clouding as the weight of her sorrow crushed her. And yet, even in death, her sorrow refused to end. Instead, it fueled a transformation, a metamorphosis, born of pain and betrayal. When the water stilled, only Maria's spirit remained, trapped between worlds, forever bound to the river that had claimed her life and those of her sons. Her soul now remained a restless entity, and began to wander the banks searching for peace, searching for her sons. Yet none were found, and thus the legend of La Llorona was born. Years went by, and people whispered stories of Maria's haunting, a spirit doomed to roam the earth, weeping and searching for her lost children. Some said she appeared only on stormy nights, when the moon hid behind the clouds. The wind howled like a mournful cry. Others claimed to have seen her reflection in the calm waters of the river, a spectral figure beckoning them to follow her downstream, deeper into the heart of darkness. They spoke of her in hushed tones, a cautionary tale told to frighten children into behaving, yet lest they crossed paths with the vengeful spirit known as La Llorona. Some brave souls attempted to uncover the truth behind the myth, but none had returned to tell the tale. The legend grew, entwining itself with the very fabric of the village. People believed that on certain nights Maria's ghostly apparition could be seen walking the riverbank. Some thought she might be found in old abandoned houses, crying softly in the shadows. Others whispered that she'd appear if you had wandered far enough away from town down the river, calling out her name in the dead of the night. But some claim to have seen beyond just her grief, to a fierce determination driving her forward, a spirit to find her missing children. Or is she searching for redemption or revenge against those who wronged her? Some believe she's driven by a hunger to reclaim what was taken. Still, others whisper that La Llorona is cursed, forever doomed to roam, reliving the fateful night that sealed her fate. The threads of her story weave together, forming a tapestry of tragedy and loss. Yet beneath the surface, hints of a strength remain. La Llorona's spirit continues to wander, driven by an unyielding force that refuses to surrender. Her legacy grows, becoming a dark, mystical figure, etched in the hearts of those who dare to listen. Our portrayal of La Llorona raises questions about the consequences of grief and the danger of letting it consume us. It's a reminder to acknowledge pain, but also to seek resolution and healing, rather than letting it become trapped. As we close the curtain on La Llorona's tale, remember that the line between reality and myth is thin, and the whispers of the past can still be heard in the present. Until next time, may the stories that haunt us also teach us. Thanks again for listening.